Oh hey guys, today here in TheMadeMan. Today I'll be making a car from scratch for GTA San Andreas using a blender. So yeah, let's just no bullshit into the video. So the tools I use normally, you can do the same as I do or not, depending on you. But what I do is start in Blender, which you can go and download. I put a link below the video, and then when I comfortable with the body shell, I can just import it into CModeler 2. Now CModeler 2, you can go and find it yourself. I will not be putting the link down below. It's supposed to be paid software, but you know, we pirates can get it for free. But anyways, here's let me check. Yeah, it's recording. Okay, apologize. But here's the first thing I will be doing. So the model car, you're gonna need some reference, and my way of finding a reference is by using Google Image Advanced Search. Go here, here. Here I put the name of the car I'll be making, and today we'll be making a 1987, or you know, the first gen Nissan 300CX, the C31 model. That's a rework of my original version of my mod. So yeah, I just searched Nissan 300CX, and then here is the oh shit. Apologize if it's not in English, but here's the resolution. I just put it here, 1024.768 should be good enough. Here I just put the site. So two sites I find so far being pretty good at providing me with pictures is two sites, the blueprints.com and vectortemplates.com. But the blueprints.com has more pictures, although they're probably owned by the same person because they have the same pictures. But here's something I want, the Nissan 300CX C31. You know, this site might have some correction issues here and there, you know, wrong model year, wrong core. But here's what I do, and then I open it up in the new tab. Here I got the picture in full resolution. Then now I go find it somewhere I can put my project folder. Here's my place I do my mods. I just name it, you know, whatever you want to name it. I just put this thing in Blender because you know we have other stages. Here's where I'll be putting this thing. Drag in here. If you do it correctly, it should be around, you know, like 1200 by 900, around that resolution. Okay, now we're done with it, finding a blueprint. Now get into Blender. So before going anywhere else, I just recommend you to watch Kevin Gallant's guide on how to make a car in Blender to get some basics of how you work in Blender. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna get kinda confused. But here I'll just remove these things, I don't need them. Here's a new file, fresh. So here we have an empty scene in Blender. So to start, I'm gonna add, like, to add a blueprint reference, you could go Shift A anywhere here. It go to empty image. Now go to the right side of the Blender or whatever side you have it. Go here to object data properties. Tick on transparency. I recommend you doing that. Then now locate to where you put your pictures of the car. Just use one picture for, you know, better scaling and all. Now, okay, this is not in the right way, so I rotate to Z-axis by 90. Here it is, the right side. This is the front, this is the back. Now, what I need to do, you need to do here is put up a cube, then click here, and then you have this transform window come up. Then you have the dimensions. Now what I usually do is go to a Wikipedia page on the car and then find the dimensions. Oh, Wikipedia here. Apologize. Here we have the page of the car, and then use the dimensions of the car here. So I might be wrong, but I think this car might be short wheelbase. I don't know. I can change it anyways. It wouldn't matter much, but only to scale in the beginning. So the x-axis is width. So this car is 1.725 meters. So put it in here, enter it. Change it to 2 digits, 3 digits. What you call English? I don't know. So the y-axis is the length of the car. So here is 4.41 meters. I put it here. The z-axis is the height, is 1.260. Oh shit, 1.266 meters. But anyways, go to the right view by pressing 3 on your numpad by default. Then press G to grab and move around your object, and press Z on your keyboard for moving along the z-axis. So what I do is move it around and make sure the bottom of the box I made touches the green line, which is basically like the middle of the scene. Here I got the box, the right dimension according to Wikipedia. Now press Shift Z to make it transparent, and click on the blueprint you add earlier. Scale it up to the right size of the box. And, press G. Scale, you press S on your keyboard to scale your item, and press G to grab it around like before. And just be patient and move it around, scale it up and down until you get the right size. It doesn't have to be entirely accurate to the real life size, but don't modify it too much either. That's gonna ruin the proportion of the car and look like default cars, and some of them look terrible. Now, if you think it's pretty good now, here, press on the border of the box. It will go orange here. Press tab to go into edit mode, and select this vertice, yeah, whatever. Select them. Press grab and Y, move it up a little bit along the line. Yeah. Before I proceed, there's something you need to know. Blueprints from here can sometimes be not really aligned well, but here's the best we can do. But anyways, move it up, grab Y axis to move along front to back here, and then move this one back, touching the rear bumper here. So now we have a box like this. Press tab again to get out of the edit mode. Now click on your picture. I would like to name it top view, and make a new collection, call it blueprints. Okay, put it in here, then copy paste this thing, hide the top one, rename this one to right view because it's the right side. I call it in Blender, and then click on the thing. We go highlight it orange. Press R to rotate again. Press Y to rotate along the Y axis. Press 90 for 90 degrees. Now we got here right view. Then grab the picture, move it down with the Z axis, and move it so the wheels touch the ground here. And now go to edit mode on the box again, and again align it up the roof of the car here. Now the box is mostly perfect sized, but it might be inaccurate in some blueprints, but here's the best we can do. Now go to click on the right blueprint again, copy paste, and then change it to front view, and then go to the top view, hide the right view, hide the right blueprint so you don't accidentally do it. Change it to the top view, press R to rotate along the Z axis, pressing Z button, then 270 degrees will be the right way. Then press 1 on your numpad, you go to the front view, and you move it along the X axis, so press G and then X, and then line it again. This is why, as I said, it might not line up perfectly, as you can see here. It's not very good, I'm gonna be honest, but you know, that's the best I can do. But here we are. Okay, maybe, you know, I can just leave it like this. GX, grab the X axis, and then to move around, you know, more accurately. Oh shit. Okay, move around accurately, you're gonna press Shift while you move your cursor. So move it to the right, make sure it's centered. That should be good. Now we got the front view. Okay. Alright. Now you copy paste the front view, hide the front view, then rename it to back view, so we get the rear side. Go to the top view, pressing 7 on numpad, and then rotate, pressing R on the Z axis, pressing Z button again, and rotate it 180 degrees. Now press Ctrl and 1 on numpad to bring up the back view. Here we have the back side, so we'll move again, move around it to align up with the box. So you know, grab around Z axis, X axis, move it around. Hey, look, the back side looks better than the front, at least. But they're not really lined up, to be honest. But it should be good enough. We're not trying to make 100% accurate sized car, so you know, misalignments here and there in the game shouldn't be a problem. Remember, this is GTA San Andreas. The quality from 2004 isn't exactly high. It's not for GTA 5 or GTA 4, so you don't need to worry about accuracies. And we'll be changing it for a law-friendly look anyways. But here back on the topic, we still select it on the back view of the blueprint. Press right view, press 3 on the numpad, and then grab it around the Y axis. You know, move it away from the car, from the middle, so you can it's easier to edit this way. Do the same for the front view. Okay, actually move my file. Okay, move it up to the front. Yeah, far away from the car again. Yeah, a little more, and then go to the top view. You know, select the right side view. Go to the top view, pressing 7 on the numpad, then grabbing around the X axis, move it away from the middle again. Now we have this. So now most of the time when you go into perspective view using your scroll middle mouse tree button, whatever you call it, you can move it around without the blueprints obstructing the view. The bottom one should be fine unless you want to look under the car, but we're not going to be modeling under the car in Blender, so it doesn't matter. So now we have this collection blueprint. So what I do here is just, since I got everything set up here, save it, go back to the folder Blender. I just usually name it like this: year, names, 5 version. And save again, Ctrl Shift S to save as a shortcut. I just name it to 2, so whenever I failed the modeling, I can just bring up the first version so I don't have to delete things. Now I'm on the second file. So here's gonna be today for the first part, setting up the blueprint of the car. Okay, make sure to subscribe to the channel, newly created, for the purpose of this series, to follow along and see how I do the rest of the car. This is only like 1/10 of the progress, so yeah. And before you go, visit my workshop on GTA forums where I upload my mods. Here you can see a few mods I made from Blender and then see Modella. Here we have these cars I made not long ago. Here's my latest release, Lampadati Komoda, based on 1987 Alfa Romeo 164. Here, collaboration with community and fixes and stuff, but yeah, whatever. But here today, that's enough for part 1. So see you guys in the next part. Oh,